The literature review for a master's thesis consists of a summary of somewhere between 50 to 70 articles on a specific area. There's quite a bit of organization, and you'll notice here that the title will help you in your organization because it starts out with research questions, and I'm going to give you a concrete example to walk you through this. So your literature review is organized around your research questions. You'll find I will say this a lot about the other sections. Your results section will be organized around your research questions, and your discussion will be organized around your research questions. But I'll get to those areas next. First, I'd like to talk about the literature review. Now here we have 5 research questions. We're looking at grade 9 students and their attitudes towards blogging, the impact of blogging on their confidence, the impact of blogging on their communication and of mathematical thinking, the impact of blogging on their knowledge, and the impact of ability level and how it interacts with the use of blogging. So do applied students or academic students use it differently? So those are the research questions, and I'm going to go to the table of contents next to show you how the literature review would be organized here. So here in this particular example, we have attitudes towards mathematics in yellow, confidence in pink. Colors don't really matter, I'm just helping you to associate those. Communication is in blue here, so writing and mathematics and collaboration. And then there's an area about blogging and mathematics, so previous research, and that would also refer to the knowledge, the impact on students' knowledge. So in this particular case, there wasn't a lot of research on blogging and mathematics, so the student had to focus on the key areas related to the research questions. And finally, academic versus applied classrooms, the student looked at research in those areas. So all these areas here can be used in the discussion because ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to link the literature review and the results section together, and that will form the discussion. And so basically you would be looking at attitudes towards mathematics and blogging specifically. You would look at the results of that question. Let's go back to the question. So what are grade 9 students' attitudes towards using blogging and mathematics? So basically what we would do is report the result in the results section, and then we would discuss it in the discussion section. And we would say, okay, this result matched previous research, if it did, and we would bring in what we discussed in the literature review, or it didn't match, and we would still bring in what we discussed in the literature review, or the third possibility is this is new. This hasn't been looked in the literature. Previous literature looked at A, B, and C, but this is D. Okay? So in summary, what we have is a literature review that is organized around your research questions. You only bring in information that is relevant to your research questions. So this student wouldn't be talking about the use of technology in education. However interesting that may be, the student would only be talking about information and looking at research articles based on his or her research questions.